Hi, I'm Peter Birch, and today, guys, we're going to be looking at collecting some eggs from some mothers that have been doing maternal incubation, and it's time to take those babies so they don't escape and just go everywhere. Hope you enjoy today's show. Welcome to CrittaCam. All right, so basically I've just taken a box out of there because out of the ant room, full of snakes, got babies everywhere, so I need a bit more room. So this is the bench. The bench top's the best place to work. This is the hide box right here that the mother's been in for the last few days now. I've actually worked it out. I've done a bit of homework this time. It's 50 days. So this female's been sitting on eggs for 50 days. The eggs started pipping basically sort of early this morning, and it's now late evening. But what I wanted to show you is this pretty important thing. You notice down here, she's actually pushed all the sphagnum at the front of the door to plug it up. Now, that might seem a little bit weird to you guys, but I think it's pretty cool. Now, I usually just give them the box with the sphagnum in it, very early, very moist, so the females can push it around about 3 to 4 weeks before they're due. She can push it around, make herself a nice nest. The really good mums that do a very good job seem to plug up that entry point. So that's the only point that where moisture can basically escape. So she plugs it up. Now this female is pretty protective, so if we're going to see some blood, that'll be pretty awesome. Now when I open it up, you can see there she is sitting on the eggs, doing a job like a really good mama. Let's move this out of the way, and you can see she's quite alert, and she's definitely knows you guys are watching this beautiful, beautiful moment of her and her babies. Now, just like, well, unlike carpets seem to be a little bit more docile and seem to zone out really easy. These guys, and I mean, I talk it up, the dirt snakes, but they always seem to be very alert. Even when they're laying eggs, they're very conscious of what's going on around them, as well as when we're trying to remove eggs or remove her from the eggs. She's basically pushing against me every opportunity. She doesn't want me to see or get to her eggs or her babies. Now she's been sitting on these for 50 days. 50 days doing her job. What a wonderful mama. And it's almost a shame to take the eggs, but if I don't take them now, and it has done before, that they can hatch quite rapidly. Coming maternally, they seem to hatch a lot quicker than any other way. Now, as I'm lifting this up, a little baby has popped out from underneath. So this is what it's about, guys. A little fella, look at that. Gorgeous little fella. Now, look, there's another little head there poking out in between the eggs. I'll just put that guy back in there, but look at that. Nice little fella. Popping out just there. Look at him go. He's so happy to be part of the world. So I'm just going to sit these on the bench. Now, what I do for the last little bit is I use these sim incubation tubs. Just nice, quick, easy. I'm going to catch that little guy before he zooms away. I mean, that's what they're designed to do as soon as they hatch, to try and get away. Now, believe it or not, antaresia are well known to be a bit of cannibalistic occasionally. Now, mum probably wouldn't eat the babies, but the babies might eat each other. Let's have a quick look in there. There's not much left in there. Now, while you guys check out this beautiful clutch of eggs, I'm going to pop mum back into her box. And like everything, look at that, she's done her job. She's really big bag of bones almost, so she needs to get a couple of feeds in her. And I mean, 50 days sitting on eggs, not eating, really drinking to a minimum, spending so much time looking after these eggs and creating life. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to chuck her back. I'll be back in a sec. Check that out. All right. Now I've returned. Now what are we going to be doing is I'm going to chuck some of these rails into this sim rack system. Now that's designed to stop the rack or the eggs from rolling inside. So what I like to do is at this moment, you know, they should be really look at this. I've just pulled that egg up, there's a head in there. Little fella sticking his head out. So that's the reason why I like to separate the eggs, because at this point it must get very confusing for these guys, trying to work out which way's up, especially when you pop up and you go through the egg. Now I've had heads pop out of eggs here that came from babies down here that have worked their way through other eggs, and that causes a whole new level of stress right there. Now you've seen me separate carpet python eggs previously, and all sorts of eggs. These guys are much smaller, much more difficult to work with, but at this time when everyone's getting ready to hatch, they should be a lot easier to work with, and they should basically fall apart. Yeah, I've just got to, this one's been a little bit resilient. There's this little face there. Hello, little face. I'll just chuck another rail in here. So you can see, especially if they've got little heads popping out, they're really on their way to getting out of there. See that? Okay. How much cooler is this to separate eggs? You think big eggs are easy to pull apart? Sheesh, they are. These really make it so simple. I mean, should you be going around pulling eggs apart? I particularly would say no. Leave them. Just let them clump up. Let them incubate. Let them do their thing. When you get to this point, look at this. No risk of tearing. It's almost like the ingredient that sticks the eggs together has a time limit. Or something's going on, you know. It just makes it so much easier to come apart. And look at that little crop there. And as you've seen, like always with eggs, you don't shake them, you don't rotate them, always keep the top facing the top. And look at that hoist. That's not bad. So 4, 8, and 6 would mean it's 14. Right? Right? But wait, look, gotta remember this guy, he got out. So yeah, that's exactly what we got. Beautiful little bubbers. Now these guys will go into the incubator. They'll go in there tonight, and more than likely tomorrow all the babies will pop out and be ready for the world, and that's pretty cool. I hope you guys really think it's cool. I think it's cool. It's absolutely amazing, and I think that's probably one of the most enjoyable parts of breeding reptiles, is not only producing more and more babies, but for me lately it's watching the mothers do the work and learning so much more about these beautiful creatures. I hope you guys agree. Make sure you leave a comment below. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching CrittaCam.